I am the female star with the worst reputation in the entertainment industry. The company has accepted a wilderness survival variety show for me. They asked me to be extremely difficult and create drama to set off the newly signed national daughter of theirs. But as soon as we arrived in the deep mountains, we lost contact with the program team. The variety show has turned into a real wilderness survival. I build wooden huts, hunt pheasants, and catch fish in the wilderness, living a carefree life. While those perfect idols curse and swear for survival, they fight over supplies, and their person as completely collapse. Later, I found out that all of this was done with hidden cameras and was being live-streamed every day. 2 million. No more. 3 million. Not a penny less. Radha, do you have some misunderstanding about your position? Your reputation is so bad now. The company has accepted this variety show for you. You should be extremely grateful. How dare you ask for such a high price? Whose fault is it that my reputation is so bad? Because I refused to drink with others. The company bought marketing and said I was putting on airs. When I had inflamed eyes, they said I rolled my eyes at my senior. When I was harassed by a male artist from the same company, and I gave a cold face, it was said that I was suppressing new talents. Even Meng Zhang would be said to be maliciously destroying national buildings if she were here. I took a sip of water calmly, and looked at the company executive. Just participating in a variety show for 2 million is indeed okay. But if I have to smear myself, and set off counterattack in the variety show, that's a different price. Probably thinking that I only had 2 months left on my contract. The executive thought it over and agreed. After signing the contract for 10 days and 10 nights in the wilderness, with the company, I hummed a song, and walked out of the company. I had already planned that as soon as the contract expired, I would quit the entertainment industry. First, I will take a trip to the sandy forest. I have already scouted the place. TSK. Just thinking about it makes me excited. Before debuting, I was an anonymous wilderness survival blogger, and had an account with millions of fans on a certain website. I go to the wilderness twice a year to do survival live streams. I am still somewhat popular. Later, I was discovered by a talent scout while shopping and suffered for 2 years in the entertainment industry. I had been itching for a long time. I accepted this variety show so readily because I saw that it was a survival theme. My best friend sent me a message asking me to look at the hot searches. I don't need to look to know. The company has started marketing the news that I will participate in the variety show with the newly promoted national daughter has become the top trending topic. The comments section is polarized. One side is praising counterattack. Aha h. My daughter is so great. She's on a variety show with Raiden again. This variety show seems so tough. Poor my daughter. Vivi. Come on. The other side is scolding me. Why does this sister have such good resources? Did she save the boss's life in her previous life? Seeing her really makes me sick. Can we change someone? A green tea participating in a survival variety show? It would be good if she doesn't harm others. Stay away from my daughter. I glanced at the comments calmly, and then closed my eyes to start taking a nap. Soon it was the day of the variety show recording. We took a helicopter to an uninhabited island. The program team checked our bags and confiscated all the food. Each of us was only given a bottle of water. Counterattack handed over her secretly hidden potato chips, and cutely said goodbye to the potato chips in front of the camera. Little potato chips. Sister will miss you. I quietly withdrew my gaze. TSK. Without looking. I know that the barrage will praise her for being cute after it airs. counterattack is always good at this. There are 5 artists in total. In addition to me, and counterattack. There are also the 3-time Golden Award winner Raiden and 2 members of boy groups. Ridge and Cassius. What a narrow path for enemies to meet. Ridge is the junior who harassed me in vain and finally jumped to another company. Now he is a hot new idol. As soon as he saw me, he enthusiastically came to shake hands. I pretended not to see and turned around and walked away. I will be scolded again. But I am about to quit the entertainment industry. I don't care at all. The first task is for us to walk to the wilderness campsite alone. A luggage is temporarily handed over to the staff. Before setting off, I still took a Swiss Army knife just in case. Raiden glanced at me when I took the knife. Then he took a lighter. We walked for an hour. When we arrived at the destination, we found something was wrong. The surrounding was full of bushes. The branches were like claws. The road was also rugged and difficult to walk. There was no sign of anyone having been here at all. Not to mention camping supplies. There were not even any staff. Cotter A looked around in confusion. What's going on? Where are the people? Ridge, did we take the wrong way? Raiden said calmly. Call them. There was no follow-up camera on this section of the road. We could only call the program team. But unexpectedly, there was no signal at all on our phones. Cotter A couldn't help swearing. Damn. What the hell? Her usual persona is a good girl. A naive and innocent little white flower. This swear word made Ridge and Cassius stun for a moment. But this Ridge is not a good person either. He took out a pack of cigarettes from his inner pocket. When Cotter A saw it, she also reached out. Give me one. Only when it reached her mouth did she realize there was no lighter. Damn. Ridge kicked a tree violently. What the hell is this place? Where did those people go? I glanced at Raiden, who remained calm. He clearly had a lighter. He is a smart person. Cassius looked up at the sky. It's getting dark. Ridge vented his anger on the trees crazily. No one saw that in the bushes. The hidden camera was flashing with a faint red light. On the live broadcast screen was Ridge's angry face. Since the live broadcast started 2 hours ago, the live page of 10 Days and 10 Nights in the Wilderness has been hanging at the top of the video popularity list. Now it has reached tens of millions of views. This is the real content of this program. It records the real 10 days and 10 nights of the artists without staff with hidden cameras. The confidential content was well kept before the broadcast. Even the artists' companies didn't know. Now the live broadcast is directly flooded with comments. Oh my god. Looking at Cotter A's posture of holding a cigarette, it's obvious that she is an old smoker. Cotter A is an adult. Okay. Why can't she smoke? Ridge really swears smoothly. Think carefully upstairs. If you were thrown into the wilderness, your first reaction would also be to swear. That's right. This is clearly Ridge's true temperament. Ridge is so handsome with a cigarette in his mouth. But is Rada so calm? I also say that she seems to be the calmest one. Hey. What is she looking for? I measured the size of a fallen big tree and then started to cut it open with a Swiss Army knife. Cotter A looked at me contemptuously. What are you doing? Looking for a place to sleep. Ridge came over with malicious intentions. With your strength. Do you want my help? Me. Get lost. Ridge sneered. You still remember what happened a year ago. It was just a touch. Is it necessary? To be honest, there are many women I've played with who have better figures than you. Before he finished speaking, I split the treat runk with one knife. The Swiss Army knife spun in my hand, and the tip was pointing directly at him. Ridge swallowed. He didn't speak anymore. The barrage exploded. What did Ridge just say? Do you remember the hot search of Rada suppressing Ridge last year? It turned out that it was Ridge who sexually harassed. I feel sick. Where are Ridge's fans? Weren't they still shouting just now? Listen to what your brother said. Stop talking. The house has collapsed. It's so disgusting. Can't you not jump to conclusions so early? The sound pickup of the hidden camera is not good. What he said is probably not this. Those brainless fans are so funny. If I were Rada, I would have dealt with him long ago. Rada has really carried a big black pot. Wait. What did I miss just now? When did Rada dig such a big tree hole? Do you know a blogger named Delantian on a certain website? Rada's actions seem familiar. What about Raiden? I found a few more palm bark and spread it on the ground. Then I curled up into the tree hole. It was still relatively spacious. As I looked up, I saw eyed and sitting on a high tree runk. He had already woven a support surface with tree vines. He looked down and made eye contact with me. Not bad. I raised my eyebrows. But have you thought about what to do if it rains? It really rained. In the latter half of the night. It started to rain drizzling. I couldn't sleep at all. I don't know where Katara and the others went. I saw Aiden come down from the tree and stand under the tree, barely avoiding the rain. His appearance reminded me of an awards ceremony a year ago. I was tricked by the company into wearing an extremely revealing dress. Raiden passed by and casually threw his coat to me. Then he stood on the podium gloriously. I looked at him and involuntarily said, "Do you want to come in?" He hesitated for a moment and then walked towards me. "Thanks." The originally spacious tree hole became crowded when a grown man was stuffed in. We had to be close to each other. My neck was twisted. I only heard Drayden say sorry in a low voice. Before I could react, I was forced to turn over. He hugged me tightly from behind. Our bodies fit perfectly. Only then was it a bit more comfortable. Indeed. This is the most comfortable position. But the scorching heat from behind made it even harder for me to sleep. Damn. At the same time, the barrage was flooded with comments. "If you don't ship them, I will. Aha I ship it. Deep Blue CP. I start shipping now. You upstairs are really not picky. You can ship this? Green tea. Stay away from our Ming Shenhan. Rada. Get lost. Don't seduce my brother whenever you get a chance. I'm really convinced by you brainless fans. If it weren't for Rada, Raiden would be a drowned rat now. As a passerby, I can't stand it anymore. I have a hunch that this show will be popular. It's already 2 o'clock. There are still so many people watching. Where's that trash ridge? Cut to his scene and see. Be clean with your mouth upstairs. This might all be program effects. Don't talk nonsense without evidence. Whether it's nonsense or not. Just keep watching and we'll know. A sleepless night. The next day. At dawn. I got up. I was going to walk back along the route we came yesterday. If the program team was also looking for us, we might meet them. I didn't ask Raiden if he wanted to come with me, but he tacitly followed my steps. We walked all the way to the place where we got off the helicopter at the beginning. But we didn't see anyone. We only saw a piece of paper under a banyan tree on the edge. It was wet by the rain, but the handwriting could still be vaguely recognized. The general content was that yesterday's rainstorm had damaged the program team's equipment, and many people had started to have fevers. The situation was serious, and it was suspected to be an infectious disease. The patients urgently needed treatment, so everyone had to evacuate urgently. In any case, someone would definitely come to search and rescue. All in all, we had been abandoned. Absurd. But it was the truth. I only felt countless alpacas running through my mind. Probably because I had been looking up at the sky for too long. Raiden followed my gaze. "What are you looking at? The sky is clear." Raiden, even heaven is speechless. After accepting this fact, I decided to make the best of it. It's just wilderness survival. This is exactly right up my alley. My longest record was surviving alone in the primeval forest for 78 days. In the end, it was only when I ran out of salt that I stopped. This is just like going home. On the first day in the wilderness, I had to find a place to shelter from the wind and rain first. I took Raiden deeper into the jungle. I casually dug up a few couch grass roots from under the banyan tree and handed them to him. Supplement starch. He was stunned for a moment. Without even frowning, he took it and stuffed it into his mouth. After eating, he asked, "You are so calm. You seem very familiar with these things." I lied with my eyes wide open. "Oh, I learned it from watching TV. I'm not sure if what you just ate is poisonous." A smile curved his lips. "If you poison me to death, you will feel guilty for the rest of your life. No matter what you do in the future, you will think of me. In that case, I don't lose out." It can only be said that a movie king is indeed a movie king. At this critical moment, He can still act. Nearly at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I followed the terrain of where we rested last night and found a cave up. But there were already people inside. It was Ridge and the other two. Cotter was huddled in the corner. Ridge and Cassius were trying to make fire by drilling wood. I wanted to laugh when I saw their operations, but I still said nothing and turned around and left. Cassius saw the wild fruits in my pocket and spoke first. This cave is big enough. You can stay. As of now, they haven't eaten for a whole day and a night. Presumably, they don't know what can be eaten. They are all holding on. I considered it. Since there was no better choice, I agreed to stay. I handed the picked fruits to Cassius. Ridge also wanted to come and take them. I kicked his hand away. You even look down on these broken fruits? There must be better things than this for Big Star Lee. Right? You. Ridge's face turned livid. Looking at Ryden's gaze, he endured it with great difficulty. Cotter didn't come over from the beginning. She was full of contempt. These things are not even eaten by dogs. Someone will definitely come to find us soon. You are really spineless. I looked at her with a hint of amusement. Spineless? So naive. In the wilderness, anything can happen. Under hunger and cold. What is spinelessness? Presumably Cotter will soon find out. That night, after Ridge spent an hour drilling wood to make fire and his hands were all blistered, Ryden took out the lighter unhurriedly. Ridge was furious. You fucking have this thing and didn't say it earlier. Ryden glanced at him inferently. You didn't ask. Then he added, even if you asked, I wouldn't say. I couldn't help laughing out loud behind. Early the next morning, I took my knife and was about to go out to find food. Ryden and Cassius proposed to go with me. So I taught them to weave fish traps and put them in the river we found yesterday. In the afternoon, they went to check the traps we set under the tree. I went alone to collect the fish traps. Unexpectedly, Ridge followed me. When I was off guard, he suddenly hugged my waist from behind and pushed me down by the river. My shoulder and back directly hit the gravel. The pain made me gasp. Ridge cursed while tearing my clothes. Bitch. What are you so proud of? In this godforsaken place. You still dare to be so arrogant? Do you think you are safe just because Ryden is protecting you? I will rape you now and then drown you in the river. No one will find out at all. Are you scared? Beg me if you are scared. Bitch. I'm scared of your mother. I reached out and grabbed a stone beside me and hit him hard on the head. After he was dizzy, I directly flipped him over with the fighting skills firmly in my mind. Then I grabbed his hair and pressed his head into the water. How can a scum like you make money in the circle? The people who spend money on you must have shit in their brains. The barrage of tens of millions of people scolding Ridge as a scum and worse than a beast suddenly paused for a moment. Don't scold anymore. The child knows he is wrong. Woo woo. Damn. I spent more than 1,000 yuan on voting for him. It's not such a loss even if I feed it to a dog. Please don't insult dogs upstairs. I really have shit in my brain. Sister Rada is the best. From now on, I will only spend money for Sister Rada. Beat this beast to death. Damn. It makes me so angry. When Ridge woke up, he had been tied up in the cave by me with a rope. Everyone came back. I didn't explain anything. I cleaned up all the fish I caught and roasted them. When distributing food, I dragged Ridge over. The fish was caught by me. The crabs were caught by me. The cassava was also dug by me. I will distribute the food. Do you have any objections? Ryden shrugged with a smile. Cassius also shook his head. I held a roasted cassava and squatted in front of Ridge. Do you want to eat? He and Cotter had been hungry for 2 days. Now when they smelled the food, they started to swallow saliva. Before Ridge could speak, Cotter came crawling over. I want to eat. I smiled. You wait. It's not your turn yet. It wasn't until Ridge also nodded. I said word by word, then tell me clearly all the female artists, female assistants, or anyone else you have harassed and molested since you entered the industry. How did you harass them? The time, place, and object of harassment. He was stunned for a moment. He was also extremely hungry. Thinking that there weren't many people anyway, he started to act recklessly. In early March 2019, in the dressing room, I touched my assistant. I nodded. More than once. Right? Later, she resigned due to depression. In early January 2019, in the company elevator, Rich lowered his head and touched you. Continue. In late July 2020, after the concert ended, I drugged a fan. Later, I continued for him. Later, she committed suicide. Because of insufficient evidence, you couldn't be found at all. Rich's voice became smaller and smaller. Just now, by the river, I harassed you. I shook my finger. For your information, that's attempted rape. The netizens watching the live broadcast were boiling. Damn. 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 That assistant sister is really super gentle. Damn it. Can this beast just die? I remember that Ridge also posted a video warning that suicide girl at the beginning of this year. I really want to vomit. Do you really dare to sleep with your eyes open at night? Has anyone called the police? If no one has called, I will. I called the police. It has been accepted. After I said that sentence, Ryden's expression changed. He strode over, grabbed Ridge's collar and dragged him out. I was stunned. What are you doing? Ryden's expression didn't change. The fish used for the trap is used up. Use him instead. TSK. This is a society ruled by law. I looked at Ridge. The law will not let go of any beast. Ridge's face turned pale directly. You won't tell others. My family is very powerful. You must have heard of it. Right? My dad has settled so many things for me. Now he must be looking for someone to rescue me. After I threw the cassava to him like feeding a dog, I didn't care about him anymore. Instead, I looked at Ray, who was huddled on the other side. She had just witnessed the process of me asking Ridge. At this moment, she didn't shout that she was hungry anymore. I took a crab. Do you want to eat? No. I don't eat. I shrugged. Okay then. After Ryden, Cassius, and I'd barely filled our stomachs. We each went to sleep. Soon it was noon on the third day in the wilderness. Today I caught a 2-pound fish and a lot of wild persimmons. After having a full meal, I asked Ray as usual. She couldn't hold on anymore. Crying, she said she wanted to eat. I nodded. I have only one question. I stared at her. The temperature in my eyes dropped. Was it you who killed my 3-colored cat 3 months ago? Ray froze. She glanced at Ridge as if she was comforted. She stuck out her neck and said, so what if it was me? That beast ran to my dressing room by itself. As soon as I reached out, it thought I was going to give it something to eat. Immediately, it came over and rubbed its head against me. As she spoke, she became excited. I touched its neck. It was so soft. It seemed that I could break it with a little force. She breathed rapidly. I slowly tightened my fingers and watched it struggle in my hand. That kind of pleasure is something that no amount of awards I win can give me. I looked at her coldly. So all the stray cats that disappeared near the company were tortured and killed by you asking someone to catch them? Ray came to her senses. How do you know? I threw a fish at her in disgust. Ray looked at Ryden and Cassius. There was undisguised disgust on their faces. Ray seemed to be stimulated. She shouted angrily, what kind of eyes are these? Do you think I'm disgusting? You must also have some unspeakable hobbies. Right? We are all the same kind of people. Why do you think I'm disgusting? Ryden ignored her anymore. He turned around and came to help me check the tools for catching pheasants tomorrow. Cassius hesitated for a long time before saying, I also have a cat. Every time I come home from work, my cat will come to greet me enthusiastically. No matter how tired I am, when it rubs its head against me, I think this world is very beautiful. It seems that I can work harder tomorrow. He paused. I am not the same kind of person as you. Then he said, you are indeed quite disgusting. At this time, countless cat lovers in the barrage went completely crazy. Those who abuse cats will not end well. I really want to kill her. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. I'm really typing while crying. My little cat is sleeping soundly beside me. But some little cats are tortured and killed. Is she sick? I'm really crying so loudly. Die.